Hi everyone, welcome to Dreamtrips Field Guide to Photography and Videography. I'm JT, your friendly local neighborhood video guy, and today we're here to show you some quick tips on how to improve your photography and your videography skills. Come on, let's go. Whether you're shooting with a DSLR camera or on your phone, make sure that you check the settings so that you're shooting in the highest resolution possible. This will allow for greater flexibility during editing. If your camera has the option to shoot in RAW, even better. Some DSLRs give you the option to simultaneously record one large RAW file and one smaller JPEG every time you take a photo. This can be a handy setting that allows you the option to upload the smaller JPEG directly to your social media. The difference between an ugly shot and a beautiful shot is composition. When composing your photo to create the most visually pleasing and interesting composition, you should utilize what's called the rule of thirds. Most DSLR cameras also come with a movie mode. Go into the settings and choose the highest resolution at 24 or 30 frames per second, and set your aspect ratio for 16:9. To really get that professional look for your photos and your videos, you want to use a technique called depth of field. Whenever the subject is in focus and the background is blurry, like we are now, that's called shallow depth of field. Shallow depth of field is great for whenever you want to draw the viewer's eye to something that you want them to pay attention to. However, using a deep depth of field is great for landscapes and group shots. Angles are important. Anytime you take a photo or a video, you want to be aware of your surroundings because a really special shot might just be an angle away. One of the most important elements to any photo or video that you might take is lighting. You want to avoid an artificial flash whenever possible. When you're shooting outdoors using natural light, it's helpful to remember some key tips. For example, you want to keep the light in front of your subject. If the light is behind you, you're going to create a silhouette and you're not going to be able to see your subject matter. You want to avoid shooting at the very middle of the day when the sun is at its highest. That harsh light coming directly down can create harsh shadows on your faces. When all of your shots look the same, things can get a little boring. Show examples of landscapes, close-ups, groups of people, individuals, you should be here signs, wildlife, anything unique that really catches your eye. Slow motion sequences can really add some cool drama to your video clips. Depending on your device and equipment, you can vary the frame rate at which you shoot. A higher frame rate means that there are more frames per second, sometimes listed as FPS, which allows for a smoother quality during playback. 30 frames per second is the standard playback speed, while higher frame rates, like 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second, are really great for all of those slow motion sequences. But if you only remember one tip from this entire field guide, let it be this. Whenever you're shooting video on your phone, shoot horizontally. If you really want to take your videos to the next level, you have to pay attention to your audio. It's very important to avoid noisy background environments that include waterfalls, traffic, or construction. There's an old saying in photography that says, never delete a photo. You never know when you might use it. And while that's true, we simply can't dig through millions and millions of your photos. Use the Dreamtrips app to submit the photos and the videos that you're really, truly proud of. Just remember that capturing a testimonial is just combining all of the tips of this field guide into one shot. You want to follow your rule of thirds, make sure you're in a good audio environment, make sure the light is soft on the face, and you're good to go. It's always important to protect the Dreamtrips brand. Be mindful of the content that you're capturing and submitting. Things like other brand logos, showing too much skin, excessive partying and drinking probably shouldn't be shared. Use your best judgment when submitting your photos. You can keep those types of photos for your personal collection. Thanks for watching the Dreamtrips Field Guide for Photography and Videography. I hope that these tips and tricks help elevate your game to the next level.